How far can they control my mind? How far can they control my mind?
Welcome back. Third phase of the move. Breaking news all the way from the Joshua Tree. We have Dr. J. Andy Elias who's going to share something incredible. A possible alien captured during a symposium. Dr. J, thanks for joining us. What's going on over there?
There has been a photograph that has been taken with people going around, and it seems as if a reptilian is there. Wasn't naked to the visible eye. Let's take a listen to Patrick's interview and see what happened. We are here with Patrick, live at Contact in the Desert. An amazing event happened that you actually, I'll let you explain. Tell us what happened.
I wish I had been there, but I think probably the circumstances was that an iPhone picked up something that we didn't see with the naked eye, or at least the gentleman who took the picture didn't see with the naked eye. Took a picture of the symposium with a number of the speakers, including that was hosted by, or emceed by George Norrie, and Eric von Däniken was sitting on the far left as you saw the stage. He took a picture of the group, and when he looked at the photograph, he saw something behind von Däniken. When he focused in on it, it appeared to be the face of an extraterrestrial.
You know, we're getting a rash of UFO sightings, more videos coming to third phase of the moon, more people coming out with sightings, more people talking about abductions. Do you think we're hitting a tipping point, or do you think more people are becoming aware?
I think that generally people are more willing to tell the truth today. Tell the truth about their experience rather than be fearing the government and the typical shutdown that we've heard about for so many years and you've seen in the movies. So the people are more willing to come forward. I think that is contributing to it. I think the YouTube phenomenon is amazing too, because people can take these pictures and immediately post them and there's no repercussions.
Yes.
So the fear is gone. And so the American mind, I think, is opening up a great deal. There's a great deal of dissatisfaction in this country about what our government is doing, how it's behaving, how it's treating the people. From this massive police state to officers never being guilty of harming any citizen that they destroy. I mean, it's even beating up on the street. And the American people are fed up with this. So we're all moving more toward what Hillary Clinton said in one of the interviews. She said, "There's an info wars going on out there.
That's right.
We're losing." Yes. So there is an information war, and the populace is waking up to the fact that the good news is not on mainstream. And so we're listening, and they're paying more attention. And I think it's a great move toward disclosure of this whole UFO phenomenon and who we are here on Earth and in relationship to the universe. It's important stuff, and we want to know.
We're going to go more in depth on what this subject matter is all about. Dr. J's joining us live all the way from LA. He just made his way back all the way from the Joshua Tree. What do you make of this photograph, Dr. J?
You know what? At first, I had to say, from when I saw it from a distance, maybe it had to do something with photography. There's a lot of people that submit footage that happens to be just, photography mistakes, flashes, little balls in the air, dust. But this was different. This had structure. This had eyes. This had a mouth. Had a head. Had arms. And when Linda Moulton Howe took time away from answering people's questions at the end of her conference to hold this picture up to her audience or people who were asking questions and say, "Look, this is what's happening while we're here speaking," I knew we were onto something. And when the gentleman who actually held the photograph that brought it to Linda Moulton Howe brought it to me, and we got the chance to interview him, that's when I truly knew something did happen at Contact in the Desert.
Well, it seemed like Contact in the Desert was an amazing aspect of people getting together about the UFO phenomenon, but there wasn't much UFO activity going on. But this photograph that we're sharing right now, Third Phase of Moon exclusive, we're zooming in on it. What is this anomaly? We spoke to Eric von Däniken right here exclusively on Third Phase of Moon. Everybody could take a look at the link below and take a look at this exclusive interview. But how did this photograph, nobody even saw what was going on? The crowd was there, people were watching the interviews, everybody was on stage, and all of a sudden this anomaly shows up. And how did we get permission to show this photograph, Dr. J?
Well, let me give you the background of this first. First, let me go back to this being, I believe it was Friday night. It's not Saturday. Friday night, I'm assuming it was, when they had this little panel, government panel, and they had Eric von Däniken, Giorgio Tsoukalos, host of Ancient Aliens, and several others, as you can see in the photograph. Well, right behind Eric Von Däniken, it seemed that there's someone standing there, as you can see from the photograph, right? But nobody in the hundreds of people that were in the amphitheater watching this live could see anything because nobody was there. When this photograph came out afterward, all of a sudden, there's somebody standing there, and that's where this photograph came from. Now, the person who photographed it was Steve Allen. He shared it with this gentleman, Patrick, who we just interviewed. Patrick was kind enough to bring it to Linda Moulton Howe and disseminate this to everybody, basically saying, this is what was photographed here. We were visited either by A, an ET, B, a reptilian, or C, a hybrid, or one of the above could be a man in black. A man in black, which was one of the subjects that we spoke about during this weekend. And whatever it is, it's standing right behind Eric Von Däniken, and this thing looks like it means business.
Absolutely. What I'm looking at it as, if nobody saw it in the crowd right there and it showed up on this photograph, we've spoken to Kahuna Reynolds Kamaka Vivioli, and he says sometimes the equipment doesn't quite, it's better than the naked eye. Like the human eye's not capable of seeing these possible interdimensional beings, and these sensitive cameras picked it up. Wow, what a, something to think about. Is it interdimensional? What's your opinion on that, Dr. J?
I'm going to give you two answers to that. First of all, our good friend and original co-host of Third Phase Moon Radio, Preston Dennett, MUFON researcher, best-selling author, has done several cases where ETs appeared to one person only, such as this woman in the New York bus or New York subway. A gray alien was literally standing in the middle between a crowd of people on the subway, yet nobody could see it except this one woman. So there's that instance. So maybe someone in the audience saw it, but were too afraid to speak about it, where everyone else didn't see it. On the other hand, what you just said, Blake, is absolutely correct. Our naked eye can only see a small spectrum of light, where video can pick up a wide spectrum of light. It is very possible this being was actually standing right there, and we could not see it because it was in a different frequency, and that is why the video picked it up, the camera picked it up. Maybe this thing did not expect to be photographed because, as everyone was told, you cannot take photographs during that lecture, or at least you cannot use light photographs. So maybe this being thought that it would not be spotted, but at some point it was. And clearly, as everyone on Third Phase of the Moon is going to see, this is a being.
Well, I think people are going to make their judgment of what it really is. We're hoping that people that were there were taking pictures, and maybe we could get a correspondence from a second shooter and confirm what we're really seeing here. All I know is we really want to get an interview with Eric Von Däniken and what he thinks is what this anomaly is behind his shoulder. Dr. J, do you think we could get that?
I definitely, Mr. Däniken is going to come back, and he said we will, in a few months, we will do another interview. But I got to tell you, as of this morning, when this photograph was made public, Eric Von Däniken was not made aware that an ET was standing right behind him as he spoke. So this is going to be news to him as well.
Absolutely, that's what Third Phase of Moon's all about, breaking news right here. Dr. J, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase. We know we got a lot of more updates coming in right now. Third Phase of Moon from Contact in the Desert. Tell us just a little bit of a preview. We got to get going. We only got about 20 seconds of what Third Phase of Moon's going to be hearing next from the Contact in the Desert. Dr.
Everybody from speaking of why we're at the tipping point of disclosure, to speakers ranging from Nick Pope to Don Schmidt to Stephen Bassett to Eric Von Däniken, all the way down to someone who has been taken, someone who has been kept in the dark and has actual pictures of alien footprints. Now that is going to be a story that everyone's going to see very soon.
Dr. J, we look forward to it. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay tuned for more updates from Contact in the Desert. And if you captured anything amazing anywhere around the world, submit it to Third Phase of Moon via Skype, Facebook. Subscribe to us. We're looking for what the world has to share with us. My name's Blake Cousins. Everybody keep your eyes on the skies, and we'll see you again next time.
How far can they control my mind?